Did you guys know that Godzilla, when threatened, can grow a second and even a third head, like a three-headed Godzilla? That's because he can't do that. I just lied to you, but he does have 5 other amazing superpowers, which we're gonna get into today. Either way, though, we're about to learn some insane stuff from Goji Center, who's coming up on 600,000 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. Leave a like, subscribe, check them out too, and let's do it. See, it's extra crazy because it's 5 weird superpowers and abilities you do not know about, like not even the ones we did know about. What didn't I know, dude? I'm riveting.
If you don't know already, legendary Godzilla is a pretty strong kaiju. But after watching this video to the end, you'll realize that he's actually pretty OP. Today we will cover some bizarre attributes seen both on and off screen that will leave you with your mouth open. This is not any ordinary kaiju, so join us while we uncover the unknown powers that establish the G-Man as the true king of the monsters.
Dude, this is riveting,
And don't forget
dude.
to subscribe.
About to expand my Godzilla knowledge to just turn more girls off at bars with. Hell yeah.
Before we get started, we will quickly show you guys how to get the most out of your workouts or daily activities thanks to Raycon, our sponsor. They provided us
Mechagodzilla
with
holding
this
it is the
sleek pair of
cutest thing
earbuds
ever.
Equipped with optimized gel tips for
Okay, I've done this before, but hang on. Okay, a lot of sponsors can be malarkey, but this one's actually legit. I use Raycon also because they sponsored me once, and now I only use these headphones specifically for this, like the bass sound selection that they're showing off on the screen. The bass on these things are freaking nuts, dude, so that's all I'm gonna say. If you guys want some crazy bass on your headphones, you should support their sponsor for sure, because you probably get a discount too.
Let's quickly go over the abilities that we already know of before we start discussing the really weird and freaky ones.
That is
We
wise.
are already well acquainted with Godzilla's atomic ray and atomic pulse abilities. But something interesting to note is that in the novelization of Godzilla vs. Kong, we find hints that suggest that the Godzilla species acquired this ability from the energy sources in the Hollow Earth. This capability to absorb elements to make itself stronger will be important to remember later in this video.
Yo, that's a bananas concept, and it actually makes insane amounts of sense, because why else would the floor have Godzilla's? Oh my god.
Okay, now let's
Godzilla.
go over some crazy attributes found in Godzilla. Let's begin with a not-so-strange one. Special water adaptations.
Oh, he's a fish.
Legendary Godzilla
He's not a fish. I'm sorry I called him a fish. Don't unsubscribe. I know it's gonna piss off so many people.
is a kaiju that spends most of its time in the water. Therefore, it has to be built in a way that allows it to move through this medium in many ways. It is said that legendary Godzilla can swim up to speeds of around 69 miles per hour. Moving a 99,000-ton creature through the water at such speeds requires immense strength. But we'd like to think that Godzilla can swim a lot faster than this.
Yeah, big time, dude. 69 miles an hour, slow as hell. Are you kidding me? A speedboat could outrun Godzilla? There's no friggin'
There's
chance.
no official data to confirm this, but what we can show you is this clip when Ghidorah, while being a couple hundred feet over the water surface, was brought down by Godzilla. In order to accomplish this, Godzilla would have had to swim fast enough for its entire body to leap out of the ocean, grab Ghidorah, and bring him down into the water.
Dude, the new Godzilla 2019 in Kaiju Universe could literally do that exact leap. Oh, it's so beautiful.
We see in these clips that the G-Man did in fact have to jump this high.
Wait, I need to write a genius idea down. This is gonna be genius, dude. Genius.
Meaning that before pouncing on the surface, Godzilla would have had to reach extremely high swimming speeds to jump this high. This feat is very overlooked, but another interesting method of moving through the water is how Godzilla can literally walk on the ocean floor, similar to
is
how we
trippy.
would walk on land. This can be attributed to Godzilla's extremely dense corporal build. A 99,000-ton titan of these proportions would have had to have a dense skeletal build to be able to literally walk underwater.
That dude is flying out of that water so much faster than 69 miles an hour right there.
This could probably be attributed to a condition known as osteosclerosis, where an animal's bones are so dense that they can dive underwater with ease. An animal that was recently tagged with this attribute is the Spinosaurus. Furthermore, it is possible that apart from being able to walk, this thing could manipulate its buoyancy in such a way that allowed it to float with a lot of its upper body above the water's surface. As you can see, ladies and gents, Godzilla is practically one with the ocean. The next weird ability we're about to discuss is something more offensive-driven.
I'm picturing the same swimming capabilities of like a marine iguana where it uses its tail to like push itself forward. The freaking size of that tail, a couple of hard tail flaps, dude, it would fly out like a gator. Everything they're saying is legit.
Number 2, weaponized dorsals.
Oh my god.
Yes, we have already seen Godzilla use its dorsals as a weapon, but believe it or not, Godzilla is seen to actually make sure these are ready for battle. For those that aren't aware yet, this maneuver is used when Godzilla leverages the sharp tips of its dorsals and uses them to inflict deep cuts into enemies or enemy vessels, known as the dorsal slice.
I was thinking about when he sharpened
These were so useful that even the Kong species found them to be valuable tools and were so resistant that they could even withstand a vertical drop from many thousands of feet in the air. But in order to keep them in pristine shape, the G-Man was actually seen to sharpen these things using special stone found in the depths of the earth.
Yeah, dude, that's
right.
crazy.
In Godzilla Dominion, we see the G-Man passing through the tunnels that would hone or sharpen these dorsals, keeping them sharp and ready for action, since it was mentioned that they were getting kind of dull, for obvious reasons. In order to use any of its weapons effectively, however, Godzilla would rely on another ability that would let it fight even without the use of its eyesight. Number 3, alternative wayfinding.
I'm still so freaking amped over that Godzilla would go sharpen his spikes for battle, dude. What a badass. And they probably keep growing forever, right? Because he's like gonna keep growing, so he has to keep them sharpened down. It's beautiful that all this ecosystem exists.
In Godzilla Dominion, we witness a couple of instances where the G-Man had to resort to other types of vision. In this instance, Titanus Tiamat spewed out a corrosive acid from its mouth, causing Godzilla to be blinded temporarily.
Dirty
but
bitch.
it's mentioned that Godzilla could still tell where Tiamat was, thanks to its thermal imaging ability. In order for this to work, Godzilla would have to be able to detect the infrared waves that come from another kaiju's emitted heat. This way, even if his eyes can't see anything, these thermal receptors can build an image based on the heat emitted by anything in front of him.
That's insane,
This ability
dude.
allows Godzilla to not only detect an enemy, but also to study it. Earlier in this comic, we see Godzilla use this ability to determine exactly why Scylla was attacking the coast. It was able to detect the Titan, its intentions, and exactly what it was after. By collecting all of this data using this ability, Godzilla was able to develop the right strategy to defeat this Titan and avoid accidentally detonating this bomb and killing the surrounding life forms while fighting Scylla. As you can see, this Godzilla just becomes all the more interesting. But we aren't done with Godzilla's overpowered senses.
I gotta reread that comic so freaking bad. Admittedly, the first time I mostly skimmed through the photos because I was in a rush, and just those photos of Scylla stabbing into Godzilla, dude, my god.
Number 4, advanced sensory capabilities.
What does that even mean?
Earlier in this video, we brought up the fact that Godzilla can absorb lots of different elements that reinforce its arsenal of abilities. But there's something else he absorbed. You'll recall in 2019 that during the Battle of Boston, it was Mothra that sacrificed herself to save the G-Man and helped him reach a thermonuclear state. But that's not all. This went as far as granting the G-Man some abilities that Mothra previously possessed. In Dominion, it was implied that Mothra passed down some crazy sensory abilities to the G-Man. In the book, we see that Godzilla is now fully aware of many of the forces of nature. He can now detect when the clouds are full of water and the change in tides.
Holy
He
Jesus,
can even
man.
feel the Earth's magnetic field protect the Earth from solar flares. This will also go as far as being able to detect the different rates of entropy around the world.
Okay, now he's literally become God. Like now he's always been Godzilla, but now he's got the powers of
How
God.
fast things can decay, sense of climate changes around the planet, rainy seasons, and droughts. These were all attributes of a benevolent Mothra, the embodiment of Mother Nature. But now this was passed down to the G-Man himself. You may think that the G-Man can't possibly get any more overpowered, but you're wrong.
He's literally an omnipotent being of Earth. That's insane, dude.
Number 5,
see?
omniscient nature.
That's omnipotent, same thing.
The word omniscient basically means to
Nope, completely different words. I'm an idiot.
be aware of everything at any time. Godzilla just so happens to now be able to detect every single Titan on the surface of the Earth. In the graphic
Well, I knew
novel,
that.
this is illustrated with some form of energy coming to and from all areas of the world. We're not implying that you can literally see these lightning beams, but in a way, this is a method of representing what happens before our eyes once Godzilla decides to check up on any other kaiju on the planet. Granted, it's also implied that this ability can only be used at certain locations of the world. But by using this, Godzilla can easily sense any suspicious Titan activity.
Dude, that's crazy. When he's, like, I need the certain spots on the world that can only be used part explained to me a little better. Is because like those spots just kind of like have a connection to the rest of the world through like maybe that's where the Hollow Earth portals are. I don't know.
From this point on, all Titans of the world would have to watch out to not make Godzilla angry, or they would have had it coming. Do you think Godzilla will be given even more abilities in the future?
Dude, it's so sad after knowing all this. Kong really he always had no chance for Alpha. I cheered for him because he had no chance. He needed cheerleaders, but dude, the dude's just a monkey, man. Eats fish and takes dumps. Godzilla's like an omnipotent being monitoring what's going on all over the planet Earth. Like, there's just no chance. It's crazy too, because in the TV show coming out and the new movie Godzilla vs. Kong 2, anything they do is going to be being monitored by Godzilla. He's like the prison warden of planet Earth now.
Or do you think this guy is too overpowered? Let us know in the comments. To see more fun mini documentaries like these on...
Is he too overpowered? No, because he barely, but I don't know. The only reason he barely won the last movie was because he was beating up 2 kaiju and he blew a hole through the planet. Like, I feel like Godzilla at full strength could have whooped Mecha and Kong. But he's Godzilla, for God's sakes. He's supposed to be the best, so it makes sense. In this franchise, it makes sense, and it's beautiful. Oh, that was freaking intense, though. I love to know as much about Godzilla as possible. It helps to kind of understand the lore behind the magnificent beast. And this helped the butler, dude. Thank you so much, Goshi Center, for your geniusisms. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to them too, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!